Hi everyone, Ron Crider here. Today we are making Italian vegetable soup. And this is made with some things I went out and bought and some things were leftovers in my refrigerator and I just threw it all together. The biggest deal of this whole thing, and here are the ingredients, and you can see them, there's carrots and fresh corn and celery and green beans and onions and beef stock and all kinds of really wonderful things. There's some parsley, the wrong kind of parsley I might add, and there's a little bullion and so forth. Anyway, the biggest part of this whole deal is chopping, and there's a lot of chopping involved. Here it is, it's all chopped. How do you like that? My sous chef did all that. That's great. Look at that corn, fresh cut corn. Look at the beans there. This is, it's great when somebody does the work for you. But it does take a while to be able to get everything cut up and be ready to go. And I like to have it all done before I start cooking. And there's the garlic, and it's chopped up. It's not minced. It's chopped up. There's the carrots. So let's get going here. So here's the deal. Put a little bit of olive oil, not very much, just a little bit of olive oil in a big pan like this. This is a kind of a big, like 16-quart pan that I use to cook just about everything in. I really like it. That was really turned up a little bit too high. It should be, if your stove goes from 0 to 10, it should probably be on a 4. And you want to brown this. If there's any fat left over, get rid of the fat. You don't want the fat in there. Brown it, and then next comes the onions. Throw the onions in. And you're going to just gradually start adding all of these vegetables. You can see it's 1 cup of chopped onions. That's a white onion. I would prefer to use a yellow onion. My shopper didn't do a very good shopping. That would be me. I was the shopper. I got the wrong onion, and there's the celery, chopped up celery. Throw that in there. Stir it up. Make sure people always accuse me of messing around too much with my cooking process. I do that because I want everything to be able to cook fairly evenly. And it probably is a better idea that you add the bigger items first, like maybe we should have put the carrots in first after the beef, just because they take a little bit longer to do, but it's all going to cook down anyway. And the garlic you want to put in a little bit further in like I did here. You don't want that down where it starts to burn. Anytime you end up with burned garlic, you're in big trouble. It's not good, and you kind of have to start over. It sort of ruins everything. And I put a lot of garlic in there. I put 4 big cloves of garlic in there. Big ones. Okay, here are the kidney beans, and they're supposed to have been 2 19-ounce cans of kidney beans, and I only had 1 in there because I didn't buy 2. Yeah, that's the way that goes. But you want to drain them and rinse them before you put them in there. And you can either get the red ones or the white ones. This time I got the right ones, the white ones. And these are fresh cut green beans, and I cut them in half. Maybe cutting them in quarters would be better. Looks like a couple of them that didn't get cut too well. It says 15 ounces of green beans. It was a package, and I don't know how many were in the package or how much the package weighed, but it looks like there's quite a bit in there. And we're talking about a lot of veggies. This is good stuff. If you like vegetables, you're going to really like this soup. And the reason I made it, quite frankly, is because I made it to eat and then to freeze, so a majority of it's going to be frozen. Now, here comes the 14 ounces of CanPeeled diced tomatoes. Looks more like tomato sauce to me, but that's what it's supposed to be. 14 ounces of CanPeeled diced tomatoes. I like that music, a little bit of Italian music in the background there. You notice it's beginning to simmer here a little bit. That's good. You want it to simmer just a little bit. Okay, now here I put in 2 cups of beef stock. And it's going to begin to start to smell. Oh, it smells so good. I wish we had smell-o-vision. It's one thing we never were able to get. We got wireless watches and all kinds of Dick Tracy stuff. All right, here comes the tomato sauce now. That's 15 ounces of tomato sauce. Put that in, stir that all up. Basically, there is no real wrong way to do this. You just put everything together. This is called Better Than Bullion, and it gives it a really extra kick of flavor. So I put a teaspoon of that in. And it should be Italian parsley. Now, I'm going to get comments about this. Ron, that is not Italian parsley. You're absolutely right. It's not. But I had it and I used it. So I thought, well, why let this go to waste when I can use this instead of going out and buying Italian? This is okay. It'll be fine. Italian parsley is a little bit better. It's a little bit flatter. But I like parsley anyway. Any parsley is fine with me. And this is the fresh oregano. And I just pulled that off. There's like 3 or 4 different little leaves of fresh oregano. So I pulled those off. I like fresh things like that. I prefer that over the dried. The dried seems to be more pungent. Pungent. I guess that's the right word to use. But that's the fresh oregano. There it is in a little package. It wasn't very expensive, like $2, $2.50. Fresh market here in Vero Beach. And then I put a little garlic powder in there as well to give it a little extra garlic boost. Looks like I put a lot of garlic powder in there. Wow, kind of lost control of that. Okay, it's going to simmer for about 20 minutes. And I had some leftover broccoli, and I decided to throw that in here as well. It was just about time to either throw it away or use it, and I thought, well, what the heck, throw it in here. So there it is. Then I let it simmer for about 30 minutes to reduce. And then what you want to do is add more stock. Now, I put some beef stock in here, and then I also at the very end put in some chicken stock that I thought it was a little bit too stocky, but I like my soup soupy, and I don't like it particularly thick. Not this soup. I like this to be a little bit more of a brothy soup. Anyway, I had this fresh corn. This fresh corn really made this taste spectacular. I really enjoyed the fresh corn in there. It's a great thing. Fresh cut corn right off the cob. I used 3 ears of corn and cut it. And I didn't cook it first. I put it in and let it cook in here at the very end. And then you just let this cook until it gets to the consistency that you want it. Don't forget to put your salt and pepper in. I use some sea salt because everybody says I don't use enough salt. I don't care that much for salt myself, but I threw a little sea salt in there as well. This is fresh ground pepper. And there's the sea salt. But this is all to taste. I don't give any recipe for how much salt or how much pepper to put in. That's just up to you. Some people like their vegetables more al dente. I do, so I would cook it less. Other people like them very well done. So that, I can't tell you how long to cook this. Cook it as long as you think it takes to make it taste really good. There's only like 300 calories in a nice big helping bowl of this soup. You got a little protein in there with the beef and all the rest of these veggies. It's a very, very healthy Mediterranean dish. Italian Mediterranean dish. I think you'll like it. It's very tasty. I'm not going to say it's the best thing I ever made, but I can tell you this. I certainly do enjoy it, and I make it pretty much the same every time. I haven't modified it very much outside of the broccoli. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, give me a like. Let me know if you have any other suggestions. I keep coming up with new ideas. I'm not a chef. I'm not a cook. I'm just a guy who cooks like you guys do. And I enjoy cooking, and there it is. And that's our Italian vegetable soup. Serves 8, about 300 calories. They made this on September the 5th on 2020. Have a really great day, folks. Thank you very much. And don't forget to push the like button. Ron Crider here. Have a fabulous day.